defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
There is nothing like a memorable moment in sports, with all the focus of the world shining on a few seconds of glory that will forever be enshrined in history. Sporting highlights celebrate the excellence of humanity while providing plenty of shock and inspiration to those witnessing the unbelievable feat of skill and athleticism. Oftentimes, these moments can defy everything we believe to be reality, with athletes providing the notion that with intense mastery, anything is possible. In this video, we are taking a look at 11 most impossible moments in sports history. Before we jump to it, don't forget to click the like button, share, subscribe, and press that notification bell for more updates. Number 11. Ibrahimovic's bicycle kick. Ibrahimović is one of the most loved and revered football players on the planet, especially due to his impressive godlike performances, which have saved his team on more occasions than one. This was best shown during a friendly match in November of 2012 when England played against Ibrahimovic's Swedish team. During that time, he scored 3 goals in the last 12 minutes, a feat that is quite difficult in the game of football, especially against the English team. But it was his last made goal during this particular game that would go down in history for the specific move he did successfully to score. With 12 minutes remaining in the match and England being ahead 2 to Sweden's 1, he claimed his hat trick for the night with a sensational and extraordinary bicycle kick volley from more than 30 yards out after chasing a mishandled save from the English keeper. The technique and difficulty of the move's execution at such a far distance just shows how extremely deadly a striker he truly is. Number 10. Manu Ginobli swats a bat. During a game against the Sacramento Kings, San Antonio Spurs star Manu Ginobli shocked the people in attendance when he swatted and captured a bat who flew by him while the game was happening. It was late in the first period of a game that the Spurs would eventually win when a bat swooped into the AT&T Center and descended onto the court. Players panicked and scattered as officials temporarily stopped the game. A few moments after, the bat returned and flew near Manu, who decided he had enough of the game delays and swatted the bat with his own hand. The bat fell to the floor with Ginobili grabbing it and removed it from the game by giving the nocturnal creature to a nearby staff member. While the players in the crowd seemed relieved, Manu Ginobili decided to receive precautionary rabies shots after the incident just to make sure he wasn't infected by the bat in any possible way. Number 9. Rory McIlroy's pocket shot. A completely impossible occurrence happened at the second round of the 2014 PGA Tour Championship in Atlanta when Rory McIlroy found himself in quite a scenario after his tee shot at East Lake's 14th hole hit a tree and for some reason bounced into an actual spectator's pocket. PGA rules indicate that you have to play the ball as it lies, but McIlroy couldn't possibly try to hit the ball while it was inside the person's pocket, and he had no intention of retrieving the ball from the spectator, who couldn't help but be surprised from what occurred. In the end, McIlroy was allowed a free drop as officials decided that the ball in motion was accidentally stopped by an outside agency, that is the actual pocket of an actual person. Number 8. Vince Carter dunking over a 7-footer. Vince Carter is known for his high-intensity flying dunks, and that became his legacy throughout his career. One of his most memorable slams was during the 2000 Olympic Games, with Carter being among the gold-winning U.S. Olympic basketball team, alongside the likes of Kevin Garnett, Jason Kidd, Alonzo Mourning, and other superstars in the NBA. The most intense moment was during a preliminary win over the France team, when Carter stole a bounce pass, took 2 dribbles towards the rim, and leaped skyward, jumping over 7'2" center Frederick Weiss in a dunk that is still remembered as one of the most astounding dunks in the game of basketball. Leaping over someone so tall and successfully slamming the ball into the rim like that with such intensity became so unbelievable that even the French media dubbed the act as the Le Dunk de la Morte, which just simply translates to the dunk of death. Number 7. Mike Tyson biting Evander Holyfield. It was June 28, 1997, when the baddest man on the planet, Mike Tyson, who had been all but vocal about his intent to kill his opponent inside the ring leading up to their match. The fight was Evander Holyfield's defense of his WBA championship, which he won from Tyson 7 months prior during their first bout. As the match progressed, Tyson seemed unable to match Holyfield's intensity, despite the strategy his camp had announced. By the end of the first round, the crowd was chanting Holyfield's name. In the third round, Tyson, who clearly got affected from the taunts, totally lost his composure and spit out his mouthpiece to bite a chunk out of Evander Holyfield's right ear before spitting the bloodied piece onto the canvas. After a brief stoppage, the fight resumed, with Tyson again biting Holyfield's other ear, resulting in Mike Tyson's disqualification from the bout. The match is remembered as one of the most bizarre instances in boxing history. Number 6. Super Bowl 51. By now, everyone knows that Tom Brady is the absolute GOAT in the NFL after winning his 7th Super Bowl championship with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Of course, many of his career highlights were made with his prior team, the New England Patriots. And during Super Bowl 51 in 2017, between the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons, many viewed the Patriots as the huge favorites. I mean, after all, they were the New England Patriots. However, at the start of the game, the Falcons came out very strong, dominating the game well enough to secure a 28-3 lead. But as the second half carried on, Tom Brady made it clear that despite the huge lead, he and his team had no plans of defeat. Brady engineered the greatest comeback on the Super Bowl stage, securing a 25-point deficit and managing to force the game into overtime and eventually winning the game 34-28. Leaving the Falcons absolutely scoreless during their entire comeback run, it became the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Number 5. LeBron James steals Game 7. LeBron James is already one of the most iconic players in the game of basketball. A Cleveland native, he vowed to bring a championship to his hometown during his career. Through an unbelievable array of hurdles, James achieved this in 2016 when he led his Cleveland Cavaliers against the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. Despite a 3-1 deficit that the Warriors had against the Cavs, the King showed his dominance as the Cavs came back and definitely took away Game 7 to win the championship. It marked the first team in finals history to successfully overcome a 3-1 deficit, and it was the first major pro sports championship won by a team from Cleveland in 52 years. LeBron stayed true to his promise and proudly gave the NBA championship to the city of Cleveland. Number 4. Joe Montana's The Catch. The most memorable moment in the career of legendary quarterback Joe Montana was the catch that happened in the 1981 NFC Championship game when Montana's San Francisco 49ers were trailing the Dallas Cowboys 27-21. With 58 seconds remaining in regulation and San Francisco facing a third down on the Cowboys' 6-yard line, Montana snapped the ball and found wide receiver Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone, who made a leaping catch to raise the 49ers to a 28-27 lead. This marked the beginning of the 49ers' rise as an NFL dynasty in the 1980s. Number 3. Diego Maradona's Hand of God. At the 1986 FIFA World Cup quarterfinals between Argentina and England, Argentine football god Diego Maradona managed an impossible move that bobbled the ball into the net, which proved the difference in the 2-1 win in favor of Maradona's Argentina. However, the move became highly criticized due to seemingly clear use of his hand that flicked the ball towards the goal. Video assistant referee technology didn't exist, and the referees didn't have a clear view, which led to the goal being given to Maradona. To reply to all the criticism, he told the media that the goal was made using a little with his head and a little with the hand of God. Number 2. Kawhi Leonard's game winner. Before the Toronto Raptors shocked the world in claiming the 2019 NBA championships over the Golden State Warriors, Kawhi Leonard already provided quite the highlight in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Philadelphia 76ers. The game was tied with only 4.2 seconds remaining when Kawhi got to the corner and threw a miraculous high-arcing shot over Joel Embiid that bounced 4 times on the rim before falling in to take the unbelievable win. Number 1. Michael Phelps' 8 gold medals. To win a medal at the Olympic Games is every athlete's aspiration. It can become quite an impossible feat when you find victory well enough to collect quite a few of them. This is what happened in 2008 at the Beijing Summer Games, when Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps won 8 gold medals, breaking the previous record of 7 gold medals won in a single Olympics. In the process, Phelps set 7 new world records and has one of the most successes in the Olympic Games ever. What do you think about these 11 most impossible moments in sports history? We'd love to hear from you what you think about them by commenting down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more.